So, today we're basically going to be talking about how I went from very crappy nightmarish cards to a pretty good set of cards that has like literally impacted my entire game. Like, have you seen those kinds of photographs where, they're showing you very ugly shots from, the time when you're young, and then suddenly they show like a truck load of difference when you're a teen. Is this basically like that? It's a truckload of difference. So hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and it's your girl Phoebe, and today I'm going to be sharing my new development in the game that I have basically done from the past 1 month, and I have literally been trying to do that from the past 2 years, and I just failed at it miserably until it happened like 1 month back. So before I get started, I really want to thank you guys so much for being with us, and I'm just gonna be very cheesy. I'm gonna say a very happy Valentine's Day to you guys from both Osiris and Phoebe, and like I'm so happy to have you guys. Like, you guys are subscribed to us. You guys show us your love by, listening to us, leaving us suggestions, and, also telling us when we're really crappy. So I'm going to thank you for that first. And also, we show our love by listening to you guys, helping you guys out. So it's basically Valentine's is not a relationship. It's not a day about, couples being all lovey-dovey. It's also about a relationship between you guys and us guys. So thank you guys so much for being our Valentine. So if any of you are single out there, then don't worry, we're a couple. Okay, we're a couple. We both, Osiris and I, just love you so much unconditionally. So happy Valentine's Day to you guys. And before I get very mushy and a very clingy person, because I'm all those sweet chocolates and flowers kind of girl, so let's just hop right into the video. So this is my card set that I have made in the past 1 month miraculously, and I know you're gonna be thinking like, why did she put that card? Like, why? What's the reason? But just hold up a second. I'm gonna start with these extremely crappy cards over here that I'm gonna be showing. So as you can see, this is my previous card set build that I had, and I've literally been chasing this from ever the time that cards have come into force. And if you can see, these cards are literally the worst cards ever, except for a few of them. So I'm going to be showing you, these are my card stats that I had at that time, and as you guys can see, I had literally 0 attack speed and literally 0 ignore defense. So yes, you can just like literally cry for a second and cringe for a second, because this is literally cringeworthy. And I had these cards from like forever. Like, you can just say, like, how crappy am I? And this is what is, the stats on 18 January 2018. So I've been probably living under a rock and not doing anything at all. So I had 0 attack speed, which is very, very important for a few characters, and not only a few, you need attack speed for almost every character, because there are some characters which have some, wind up time, like for example Quasar. Before she does her attack, there will be some time before she executes it, which actually leads you to the problem that your character will take some hits before the character attacks. Next we have is crit rate. Crit rate and crit damage go hand in hand. These are 2 very important stats, and you definitely need them for causing a ton of damage, and if you have them in a good quantity, it's definitely going to be good for you. If you can see my all attack, it's 18.5%, which is one of the things I can probably be a little proud about. Just a little proud about, okay? It's not really good. And then the physical attack is 9%, and my energy attack is 18.9%, which is also a decent stat right now. So not right now, at the time I had these cards, but if you can see, I don't have a single percentage of ignore defense. So that basically means that if I'm causing any harm to the toons that I'm using, that I'm fighting against, it's not making a ton of difference. So it's like I cannot penetrate into the defense of the other character, and this was impacting me a lot in not only ABX, not only Alliance Conquest, but definitely in Shadowlands as well. And this was one of the reasons I wasn't able to complete my Shadowlands before. But of course, like you have to grind a lot and put a lot into your characters. With these kinds of stats that you can see, I even don't have a really good cooldown duration at that time. It's just 29.5%, and that's definitely not a lot. And my max HP is pretty good. Yeah, you know, this is good for Alliance Conquest. But as far as I don't have attacking stats, how am I gonna work on my characters? So with this thing that you can see here, these stats were not benefiting me at all, you know, anywhere, because if you don't have ignore defense, you cannot penetrate into the defense stats. And I don't have very impressive attack values, I don't have attack speed, and this was a really big reason why I was suffering a lot. So if you can see, I had the Shaner variant card, and this card was the one that was almost really crappy. I can just run back and find this card somewhere. Just give me a second. Here is my Shaner variant card that I had. So if you can see, it has physical attack and crit rate, which are pretty good, and it also had cooldown duration. So the time when I equipped this stat, it was only basically for getting physical attack and cooldown duration, because I had a pretty crappy cooldown before this. That was 18% only. But other than that, if you can see, I had lightning resist and poison resist. God damn it, I don't know why I got that card. So anyways, so that is one of the cards that you can see out there. Next, I had the Civil War card, and this also was not pretty good because I had all attack and physical defense as a second stat. I won't say physical defense is bad because you need it for Alliance Conquest, but all attack is a good stat, but still it was 8.5%, and energy attack, whereas people are getting shit good stats on this card. And then this one, if you can basically see, you will actually see that my main focus that has ever been in the game was on getting cooldown duration at this particular amount of time, which was also not pretty good at that time. So the next switch that I made was getting 2 cards changed. This is the second time I changed my cards before that one. So I equipped 2 of the cards together. That was my Loki Trickster card and the Loki Thor card. And the stats that I got on these 2 cards is not bad at all. For me, it seems pretty good. That is, I got cooldown duration, which I was particularly lacking. Now you would be like that, no, you need to throw this card away into the dustbin. No, sir, you don't need to throw this card away into the dustbin. It has few very important stats, which are being attack speed, ignore defense, and cooldown. And I was lucky enough to get the all attack stat in that as well. So if you're getting good stats in a card, it doesn't have to be pretty crappy. Now we're gonna jump right back into the game, and once I showed you what the pretty bad stats were, and I'll just hope that, okay, it has recovered. The game has recovered from the RAM. So these are my card set right now, and we're going to jump right into the card stats right now. As you can see, I'm just going to switch this off. So at the moment, I have attack speed of 18%. This has made a shitload of difference. Because earlier, when I used to be playing with characters like maybe Quay, or other physical attacking characters or energy attacking characters which had some wind-up time, this was where I was getting some hits before my character went into its animation. So this was causing me a lot of problem. Also, I was facing this problem with icing cable because I wasn't able to, start hitting on the buttons and getting the animations working pretty fast. So that was where I was lacking, and getting an 18% attack speed has been a blessing. Next up, we have crit rate, which has been 6% at the moment. From the previous cards that I have lost 3% of crit rate, but I have definitely got crit damage, which seems pretty good to me. Then I got the all attack stat of 22%, and I lost my physical attack stat. Earlier, I had my physical attack stat from Shaner variant card, and I lost that, and instead, I gained all attack and energy attack, which made a ton of difference because this is what I'm going to show you right now. Don't laugh at me. I know I don't have a tier 2 Phil Coulson, but I definitely do have other characters out there, so we're working on that. We're getting there. Yes, so as I was talking about, let's go to Luna Snow over here. As you guys can see, my Luna Snow, oh, this is energy attack. Sorry, I need to find a physical attacking character. What am I gonna choose? Who am I gonna choose? I'm gonna choose Quicksilver. So at the moment, my Quicksilver's attack value at when I'm having no physical stat is 12053. And before this, when I had my physical stat, I had like a 500 gain in the physical attack. So I had 12553 physical attack value before this. But when I lost my 9% attack, I got 12053 at the moment. But if you see, my ignore defense has climbed up literally a lot. And you will see the difference when I'm going to show you, because if you look at my stats right now, I have a 32.1% ignore defense stat. And the difference between mine and Osiris's card is that at the moment he has lower ignore defense. I will tell you that he has a higher ABX score than I do, because he has built his characters differently from mine. And here we go. I'm going to show you Osiris's cards just right now. If you see his cards, his all card effect gives him ignore defense of 13.6%, which is the reason why he is not able to climb in his ABX rank. And that makes a difference. My cards at the moment give me less attack value than his cards do. I don't have a physical attack, but my ignore defense makes my cable pretty much good. The reason I'm saying that is because the amount of damage my cable is dealing in ABX is a lot more than his cable is dealing. Now, you'll be thinking why I'm just comparing cable. That is because we just had the male blast day before this, and that is when we were comparing our tunes. So that is where I found out the difference. So this is the difference between mine and Osiris's card. He definitely has more attack values than I do, but I have more ignore defense than his does, and that's why I have seen the performance difference between his characters and my characters. And then we'll be talking about these three stats here. That's the all attack, energy attack, and ignore defense. I've already been babbling a lot about ignore defense and why it has made a difference. So we're just gonna jump over to the next stat, which is my max HP stat. I have 21% max HP right now, and also I have a cooldown duration of 29%. So we're gonna go ahead and see the cards that I have equipped right now. So over here, this is the card that I have obtained from gambling. This is the Korean card, and you will try to tell me what the fuck, why is this card here? But the reason this card here is because the main stats are ignore defense and energy attack, which, as I've told, make a difference. I have changed from having physical attack in my cards to having only energy attack character card stats. It has made a difference because it causes 1,000 value gain to the energy attacking characters and doesn't affect the physical characters a lot. So never mind, let the physical attack stat be 0. I'm fine without it. Now, you might will be saying that why do I have all defense? But this has helped me out in Alliance Conquest, and I will be telling you why this has done that. Also, I have cooldown duration and recovery rate here. We're gonna see either you can trade for attack speed or cooldown duration, but I have a lower amount of attack speed, so lower amount of cooldown, so I went for cooldown duration. Over here, I have recovery rate. Well, if you look at the rest of the stats, I think recovery rate is the best stat anyway. And then I have the option of choosing either physical attack or crit rate or max HP, and I already have quite a decent amount of max HP, so I chose for crit rate. So I find this roll pretty decent. Now we're gonna move over to the Trickster Loki card, and the reason why I chose my Trickster Loki card is because it has cooldown duration, which I was lacking. For every type of player out there are going to be different reasons why you're equipping which card. So for me, cooldown duration was an important stat because I still have 29% cooldown duration, which is pretty much good enough. I can manage without having to increase the cooldown duration of my card, so I'm pretty much good with 29%. If you go beyond, if you go below 25%, that's going to be actually very much difficult to control around. So I think 29% is a decent stat. Next, I also get attack speed from this card, which is lovely, something that is definitely needed. And why I'm saying this is because there was quite a lot of difference between my cards, my attack speed and Osiris's attack speed in the beginning, because I didn't have any attack speed, and his characters had less wind-up time, they worked much better, they attacked much faster, and you need to balance out the attack speed with the cooldown duration. So I didn't have any so it didn't work that good. So I got it. Now it works fine. Next, I got the max HP stat here, which is either I could go for recovery rate or I could go for max HP. And max HP has benefited me in Alliance Conquest, so definitely that's a plus. Next, I over here have movement speed. I could have gone for it, rolling it for energy attack, but I was pretty much happy with the rest of the stats I got. That is my all attack in the search stats. So I'm pretty much happy with this particular card, how it looks right now. Next, we're moving over to the premium card of Thor, which is a Loki card, of course, but this is a Thor card that you obtain from the Thor's uniform. So in this, I have energy attack and ignore defense stats, and along with that, I have cooldown duration. Another 3 important things that I have been wanting and I have got here. So again, I got max HP over here, and I could have either gone for attack speed or crit rate or max HP, but I wanted to build my tunes also for Alliance Conquest, so that is definitely a plus point. And then here I could have gone for recovery rate or crit damage. Obviously crit damage has a higher requirement, so this is definitely what I needed. And all attack, this rules overall, so there we go. Now this third card that you might be seeing here is the Punisher card, and I am getting ignore defense and attack speed from this card, so I am pretty much happy about it. And here I have my max HP. I could have gone for crit damage, but I think I can max out crit damage from my auras, so I'm fine with max HP over here. If you can see, the basic themes that are moving around in all of my cards is energy attack, cooldown duration, ignore defense, and max HP. These are definitely the stats that I am working on that you can definitely see here. Then again, I got movement speed here. That is also helping me out because I'm a lazy ass player, and I'm mostly, trying my best to not use the D-pad. So if I have to, then yes, that is helping me out. So I could have gone for cooldown duration here, but at that time when I equipped this card, I was pretty much desperate for the rest of the stats, so I left it as it is because that seems pretty good to me. Energy defense, another an Alliance Conquest stat. Next is energy attack over here. I could have tried to roll for all attack here, but I think that since I'm focused pretty much on the energy attack characters, this is working perfectly fine for me. And this card, which I wasn't wanting to show you, is because this is a card that I am still working on and also is an embarrassment to my life. But other than that, there are 2 stats that I'm happy about because this is a grade 6 card. I'm getting an all attack of 10% and a cooldown duration of 10%. But the rest of 2 things out here are pretty painful to my heart. That is the fire resist stat. Over here, I would have definitely gone for energy attack over here. And over here, it could be either an all defense or a recovery rate. That's pretty much fine. I'm happy with that. The crowd control time is definitely the second stat I feel pretty embarrassed to tell you guys about. But I would have loved to have either attack speed over here or movement speed. No, not actually movement speed. I'm happy with the attack speed stat only. And over here, I could have gone with ignore defense, but I already have replace the ignore defense at plenty of places other than this. So I'm still going to be working and trying to get an ignore defense here and compromise on the max HP I have here. So if you see my cards, these are basically cards that you build for Alliance Conquest because it is giving you a lot of max HP. You're getting it for 21%. This card change has stepped up my game entirely. Why I am saying this is because you might be thinking that these cards aren't good for ABX, but sorry. I mean, no, not sorry. I meant to say sorry. Sorry, sir. This has actually made an entire ton of difference. I have gained 1.5 million in ABX. Like 1.5 million jump. Like, what? Like, seriously, what? 1.5 million jump in ABX in 1 month. And that too without doing anything to my tunes. Only making my cards better. So this should, give you a rationalization why I am pretty much happy about these cards, basically. So this is the reason I'm happy about these cards, because the changes that has happened, it has made my ABX game turn from a mere 2.3 million to approaching 4 million at the moment. So yes, I was pretty much bad in ABX before this, but right now I'm heading towards 4 million. So, well, this is the story I can show you right now. In Alliance Conquest before this, with my pretty tardy stats that I had before this, I had max HP before this, but I did not have ignore defense before this. So now my Cable, my Quicksilver, together as a team, I use them for conquering any kind of team I see, be it Scarlet Witch, be it Jean Grey, be it Cable, be it Quicksilver, be it Dormammu, like be it even Apocalypse. Just like bring it on, guys, bring it on. We can do it. No, I don't basically mean only Cable and Quicksilver, but then for taking on these teams. But yes, this has made a shit ton of difference. Other than that, the biggest thing that has happened to my entire game, the life-changing or the game-changing stat, is that these card changes have helped me like make my character super, super good for Shadowland. And you might be thinking how that has happened, but the ignore defense is magic. You cannot like ignore this one thing. You just cannot. And other than that, the attack speed and the attack values make a difference. They all together, they sum up to make a difference. So I will say that my basic focus that went on to ignore defense and cooldown durations and energy attack has definitely paid off in every aspect. If you talk about any game mode right now, my game has excelled in all these game modes at the moment. There is another card change that I'm planning to do, and that is to bring in the Cable card or the Black Panther card that you will be getting from, gambling. So I'm pretty much into getting those both cards to make further changes, but at the moment, this is the card set that is going to remain for the moment. And, this is my rags to riches story, because literally I was nothing in the game before this, and at the moment suddenly I understand game dynamics and stuff. So this is a big blessing to me. And the biggest difference is that I have started noticing, even while losing 500 physical attack value on my Wolverine, if you look at the stats right now, you'll actually see that I have been able to max out 3 of the stats here. Of course, you're getting crit damage for Wolverine, so that's not basically what I want to tell you, but getting at least 2 stats to max makes a big difference. So, maxing out on my ignore defense and reduce cooldown duration on most of my toons has made a lot of difference. So, as you can see here, I have enough. Oh my god, why didn't I see this? I have 15% over stat value for ignore defense, but that has made a difference to most of my toons. As you can see here, I have been able to work out on most of the characters out here. Like, I started to work out because these changes have finished off in past 2 days, so the changes have impacted my characters in a way that I can get 2 to 3 values exceeded out through my cards. That is ignore defense and cooldown duration. These gets maxed out to the cards, and then I can work on getting crit rate and crit damage to the full. So this is my story, how I made my cards better. So that is basically it. That's basically what I was trying to tell you guys, how this has made a difference to my life and my game. So thank you so much, guys, for hearing me out till here. And if you guys have reached here, then write down, what should we keep the hashtag for today as? We'll keep hashtag love. So if you guys have reached till this part of the video, comment down below hashtag love, and I'll be waiting for your comments on this video. I'm really excited to bring this video to you guys. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. We love you guys so much. Once again, a very, very happy Valentine's Day to all the couples, all the singles out there. Any singles, we're out there for you. So Osiris and Phoebe are your loves. So thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys so much. Bye-bye.